Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the AMC Live Cast. This is your host, Mike, the Scale Model Outlaw. Who else we got on here?
Jason, KRD. How's everybody doing tonight?
And I'm Bruce from Bruce's Eclectic-World. Greetings, everyone.
Welcome, chat. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I don't know about y'all, but I'm still feeling a little fat. We didn't have turkeys, but we did a whole bunch of other stuff, and whew, I'm still fat.
Ate too much, way too much.
Can you ever really have enough, though?
My doctor says so.
Yeah.
I guess that's the fat kid in me coming out. But hey, we get Thanksgiving behind us. The next up is Christmas. Get that behind us, and then we can start the car or the model car show season.
Whole new year.
I can.
Yeah.
Start the new year. Yep. Looking forward to that. Got some really cool guests booked for next year. We've got some really cool guests booked for next week, but we'll get into that a little bit more later on. Well, what has everybody been working on?
There really isn't too many model shows in December now that you think about it.
Yeah, not even down here in the South where they could. I'm sure there is, because there's usually some somewhere, but there's not a lot going on here. The next biggest one we got is February, which is JaxCon. I know that Joel, they're going to one out there beginning of January. So there's was it NL West out there? I'm not sure.
I think it's the last one.
Could be. Could really well be. Yep. So what'd you guys do for Thanksgiving?
We were playing with models.
Yeah. Yes, we were.
We were trying something new.
Again, agreed. That's right. We were trying something new. If you guys don't know or haven't watched the videos, I know that Jason and Bruce and I have all put them out on our individual channels, but we partake. That's a good word. How about we partook in? Partake. Yep, I'm from the South, y'all. Southern public schools, you gotta love them, right? We partook in the turkey shoot. And what's the turkey shoot? If you're not familiar with it, the Insanity Model Podcast hosts a turkey shoot every year, and it's right there at Thanksgiving. And those of you that know have probably heard this 1,000 times, but maybe there's some new people on there that haven't heard yet. Basically, they encourage you to build something outside of your wheelhouse. And those of you that partook that are in the chat, cool. Tell us what you made. But we all have a little something to show off. Which point now, Bruce? What you got?
First, I have an announcement to make. Where did it go?
Okay.
I lost it already. There we go. And it's Tim's birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Mr. Tim is 58. Yay! Happy birthday,
Tim.
Always good. Celebrate another birthday.
That's
yes. Bob Durst, good thing.
Cake and ice cream.
If memory serves me right, as the years get older, right, that means you get to buy that many models, right? So that means he can go buy 58 models. Is that right?
Wow.
Hey, I like that plan.
If that's the case, I'm looking forward because then I'll get to buy 54 of them things.
Hey, I get 71.
Is that like that 72 virgin thing, or?
No, thank you. I'm not trying to train one more. Never mind 72 more. No, the heck with that.
Happy birthday there.
That's birthday, he says, but that's okay. It's still happy birthday.
Yeah, it is that. Every day above ground is a good day. That's what they tell me, anyway.
Absolutely.
That's it. All right. Well, back to what we were talking about, the turkey shoot. Who wants to go first? Who wants to go up on the big screen and show off what they got?
Let's see Bruce's first, since he's the producer.
Absolutely.
I knew that was coming. I got my cursor on the button. I'm ready to push the button.
There he is. That's our handsome producer, y'all. Look at that guy. It's a face even a mother could love.
I just broke a bunch of monitors. I can tell. I can hear. I want to show my little project in all its little glory. This is the 135th. Tamiya Jeep.
Nice. Very cool.
That thing has got so many little parts, and it is so detailed that I mean, you can camera focus. There we go. The shovels, an axe. I mean, the engine's three pieces. The transmission is in the frame.
Even got a little transfer case, man. That's so cool. Oh,
yeah, it's got a transfer case and everything. And I just lost my wheel. Oh no. Oh well. It's broke.
You get
Something fell off.
It's the hood.
Shooting at it already.
Oh, the hood. There we go. Hood. And there's the engine. I mean,
doesn't look like no Hemi to me.
You couldn't shoehorn a Hemi in this thing. The Hemi engine's as big as it is. But this was a whole lot of fun. I got it on backwards. It doesn't look like a lot, but I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff there. I mean, the rails are all individual pieces. The seats were 3 pieces. The jury can on the back here, that thing was 3 pieces even.
Oh, wow.
I mean, yeah, it's just, everything is just 1 or 2, 3 pieces. It's just amazing. The detail that Tamiya puts in these little kits.
That's cool.
So, I think I got the box somewhere. Nope, I've done something with it. Anyhow, that's, if you haven't built a 135th Tamiya kit, I suggest you go get one and try it. I don't care if it's airplane or truck or Jeep or tank or whatever. The fitment is so awesome. So yeah, that's my SKU.
That's typical Tamiya, man. Tamiya stuff is really nice, goes together very, very well.
I was shocked at the quality of the kit.
That's cool. They're talking about having it in all those pieces. Have you ever seen they do it now, and of course they did it back then, like when the 41, 42, 43, when those Jeeps were going overseas, they would get shipped in a big crate, big box crate, and it's like 4 guys could put it together, put fuel in it, and drive it in like 5 minutes or something like that. I forget what exactly. It didn't take them no time. They did a demonstration.
Yeah.
At some, probably during Veterans Day or one of those big Memorial Day or something, where the guys are driving the Jeep, they stop, break it all down into its pieces, all the way down to the chassis, put it all back together, and it takes them like 15 minutes, and then they drive on down and do it. Yeah, drive on down and do it again. That's pretty neat. Back in the day, that's how back in the day, that's how they did it. They'd show up and on the boats or whatever, and they'd just throw them together, and away they'd go.
A couple guys could pick the motor up and plop it right in.
Wasn't nothing to them.
It's only that big.
Yeah, it's not a Hemi. What the heck? Just plop it right in there.
The Tamiya kit probably had more pieces than the real Jeep did.
Yeah,
really? 4. That kind of exhaust system.
What about you, Jason? I know what you did. I want to see it up close, man.
All righty. So we built the half track. This is also a Tamiya kit. It is the mortar carrier. So we tried to detail as much as we possibly could in there. Like I said, never done this before. Never camoed anything. So I just kind of freehand airbrushed it, camoed it. Tried to weather the tracks to make them look real. They're rubber. So they're not really, that's about the weak part of this kit is the rubber tracks, because as you can see there, the top of it tries to go straight across. It's hard to get that sag in a rubber track to make it look like it's heavy. So that's the key, but still, all in all, was a lot of fun. Got a spare tire up front, some toolboxes. Really a cool kit. Again, this one's even got steering. Tamiya does an excellent job with their designing of their kits. They really do. no complaints. The whole theory of throw some glue and stuff in the box is definitely true. You can shake it up and it's a done deal. So, but really cool, a lot of fun. I enjoyed getting out of my creature comfort with it. That's for sure. I recommend everybody, if you haven't done this group build, to do this group build. This was a lot of fun. We got to meet some new people, learn some new techniques. Tremendous fun. Of course, Mike and Bruce were in there, so the people we knew, Matt and Jason Hanscom and stuff like that, but a lot of great people. Mikey, of course, knows all the fine folks over at the Insanity Modeling Podcast. It was just cool to hear all those guys talk shop and stuff. So I recommend doing it. I'll do it again for sure. 100%.
Yeah. There was like 26 in that room at one time. They couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was awesome. A lot of fun. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, like the 48-hour group build, that was a lot of fun. Those are still a favorite of mine, but this one here, to have so many people, even from across the pond in there, that was really cool.
Really
get to talk to somebody from Finland, and I mean, that was really awesome. So,
yeah, there's a lot of great dudes that go on there, and I don't know if they claim me or not, but I definitely do hang out with those guys: Rob Ribb, Rob Adams, Justin, all the guys, Frank, and all them from the Insanity Podcast. They allow me to go in and hang out with them, so I was blessed to hang out with those guys. And of course, seeing you guys in there was awesome too. I got to hang out with, these are my buds from my side of the world, and it is a great commingle, and it's an opportunity to, in this particular build, it's an opportunity to try something new. And speaking of which, last but not least,
let's see it.
There it is. It's a 172nd ESCI old school Russian T34/70. Hang on, T34/76 1942 model. I know that because it's exactly what it says on the box. But this was my first 72nd scale, first tank, and first time I had ever tried to weather something up like that. I'm trying to get it up here close to where you guys can see it. It's a Russian tank. It's got, like you said, Bruce, about the shovel, and it's got like a pallet on the side. It's got shovels, little tank. There's 3 tanks on the side of it. Plus there's those little like soft something or other they call it.
Knapsacks.
Yeah, knapsack, like bedroll, for lack of better terms. The armor guys will pick on me because there's a name for that called soft something, but really cool. Little figure up there. It wasn't, I mean, the directions were great, so it was pretty easy as far as getting it together. But I had never built a tank before, and I really enjoyed it, and I got a lot of advice from the guys. The white that you saw on it is supposed to be like it's frozen or, in the snow, to make it look cold. But it was just, I did some little bit of research and talked to those guys on the Discord, and they said, yeah, do it. And if you didn't know, probably the proudest part of all this that I'm very proud of is Mr. BG put me as this week's banner with that little, put the tank as this week's banner on his channel. So that was really cool. It's the first time I've ever had anything as a banner and to be put up on somebody's website like that. So that was very, very cool. Very proud of it. But to echo what Jason was saying, definitely go check out those Discords and and get involved with doing something different and something new, man. I had a lot of fun. I was really nervous about it. That's why I picked this small one. If I screwed it up, then I tried. But I really had a lot of fun with it. Those guys were very helpful with tips, and you got Rob Riv in there, who's probably one, if not at least in the top 5 tank builders in the world. And he's very, very good at what he does. So when a guy like that says, "Yeah, it looks pretty good," you feel good about it. But the coolest part about this is everybody that gets their tank done or gets their not just tank. I'm sorry, what gets their build done. Like I said, it's supposed to be something that's outside your normal box. will end up on a calendar. They're going to put the calendar on, put your picture. If you finish, they'll put it on for the year or the month of your birth. So in my case, when the calendar comes out, I'll be on April. So I'm really excited about that. And if you do get involved and bite off more than you can chew, which happens, they will have like I think it's January or December or one of them. They just have like a collage of everybody that came in but didn't quite get done in time. So you still end up in the calendar, but if you get it complete, you'll actually end up with your birth month, and then they showcase your. Obviously, I'm not going to be the only one in April. There may be 4 or 5 other guys. They say that on average they have about 3 to 5 people per month that go in there, so it's pretty cool. I had a lot of fun with it, man. It really was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it turned out great. I mean, I love the cold look it's got. It's really nice.
Yeah, it and all that is the what's that, Master's Touch from Hobby Lobby. That's their chalk. What I did was took my per advice or tips I got from those guys. I'd take my hobby knife because it's just a square, long square. I think I got them right here. Yeah, hang on. So it's these guys, right? They're like $3.99, and this just happens to be the white to black and different grays along the way. I've got a color one as well, but I would take my X-Acto knife. Hang on, right is left, left is right, Mike. This white one right here, I'd take my X-Acto knife and scratch the top of it and make a little powder, and then I'd take my flat brush, this flat paintbrush, and dab it in the powder and wipe it on there, and just like I said, first time I'd done it, followed their tips, worked really great. The only thing I can tell you is if you touch it, snow comes off on
Years off.
Yeah, there's no clear coat or nothing on it. I thought about doing that with the clear coat and then I've got some Tester's dull coat, but I didn't dare. I'd gotten it that far, and it looks good for pictures. It'll never be in a show or anything like that. So, but again, you guys check it out. And even if you don't do the cross pollination thing, if you will, if you don't do the turkey shoot, when you're walking through Hobby Lobby or if you're at a thrift store somewhere or something and you see one of these, I picked up like a dozen of these kits when I was on vacation, and at like a Goodwill or something. And they were marked $8 a piece, and there was at least a dozen, if not 15 of them. I told the lady, I said, "Look, I'll give you $3 a piece for them." When I bought them, I wanted to help contribute or whatever, and I said not $3, $5 a piece is what we settled on. But I bought them for $5 a piece because I was able to contribute to Goodwill, and I had no idea what I was going to do with them. I gave a bunch of them away to some of my local clubs, and I gave some to Frank Donardi, and then I kept these few and just did. I kind of wish now I kept them because they're fun to do, man. And you can do them pretty quick. Yeah.
Yep. No, I'd do it again. That's for sure.
Yeah. The funny part is, or the cool part is, not funny, the airplane guys, the tank guys, and all those guys, they did model cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of them did. So, or trucks or pickups. So it was just a cross pollination, of everybody doing everything. So it was kind of cool. I had a great time in the chats. So, and
to touch on what you said there, that's really the key, right? Is that at the end of the day, you're all modelers. So yes. It was a great cross pollination to just sit in a room, and you had guys that were big on airplanes. You even had guys that were big on figures, action figure stuff. And then you got the car guys. And like I said in my video, I think that the car guys really did a good job with the aircraft and the tanks and stuff that they did, because let's face it, man, those armor guys, they got a whole nother skill when it comes to weathering. They really do. Yeah. They really do. So, I mean, and they were all very supportive, right? If somebody had a thing, hey, I want to try this, there was no, oh, hey kid, you're a rookie. There was none of that. It was, oh, well, what do you got? They were very intrigued. They wanted to know, and they helped you out, and that was really cool. So,
I got an interesting tip about 3:00 Sunday morning.
Yeah.
What was that?
Gentlemen,
Tip?
I
Go
was
to bed at 2:30.
yeah, I should have been in bed at 2:30. The gentleman I was talking to was telling me how he did his raised letter, white letter on tires. And I thought that was very interesting because I've not heard of it. I don't know if you guys have or not. But he takes his tires, he paints them white. Okay. Then he puts a clear coat over it. Then he paints it black. Then he lightly sands off the black on the letters, and you got white letters.
Oh, so kind of like the
bare metal
doing
foil.
the bare metal foil, yeah.
Yeah, I said backwards.
Yeah.
I've done the bare metal foil thing where you put the bare metal foil down, paint over it, and then get those real small Q-tips with a little bit of thinner and pull the coating paint over. But I've never done it that way. If it works, it works.
Yeah, I found that interesting. So see, you learn things no matter how old you are.
That's it. Yep. That's it.
So I'd pass that along in the show tonight because some people might not know that.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, it's a good tip. And, there again, I've said that a few times throughout the year in my videos is that if you're not learning something new every day, then what's the point, right? And that's one thing with models. You can either learn new techniques, you can try different experiments, or you can even learn something about that particular vehicle that you're building. Did it come with, small blocks, big blocks? What did the valve covers look like? What kind of carburation? All those details. And if you do any research at all, you're going to open up Pandora's box on whatever type of kit you're building. I mean, really, especially nowadays with Google, you Google 68 Ford Mustang and my God, you're going to find pictures and details like crazy, So it's really a great time to be alive in the model world because back in the day, you had to go to car shows. You had to take Polaroid pictures to document all this stuff. Yeah.
Remember having to shake it? Yeah.
Yeah. Now you just sit on your phone or your computer and find all these pictures or details you're looking for. So.
And you had black and white magazines.
Yeah. Right.
I figured out the colors on the black and white magazine.
Right. Black and white I think I still have some Hot Rod and Carcraft magazines that were still black and white. I have. So.
Oh, yeah.
And, that ties into and goes with, the detail stuff that's out now compared to as far as 3D printing and even some of these newer kits that are coming out that, new mold stuff that, the detail now is just so much more better than it's not. I know that's not a word. Again, that's my Southern English. It's so much more better, but it works, man. That's what I'm saying. That the detail on that stuff, you can really, really get into it. And like you were saying, Jason, now you can Google. I did. That's how I got some ideas with this. I didn't know Shinola about a T-34/76 tank. I found out that there's two different turrets that were on it. That's why the box says 1942 early. And then there was a 1942 late that you just, that may be information I never use again, but I learned something, right? And then on top of that, I learned, on the weathering part of it. Now I can see, maybe not snow look, but I can see using these powders. I've been, dusting the bottom of the car a little bit, a little schmut around exhaust here and there, that type of stuff. But there's literally no paint on this one, and a little bit of panel liner. I guess panel liner technically is paint, but those right there, they're perfect. Yeah,
that's what I used. That's the first time I've used those was this weekend too. I can honestly say this: my model has Altamia products.
Nice. That one you just showed up, Bruce, is that the one with the rust on one end, silver on the other?
Oh, I don't know. I got all five, six of them. I just grabbed one.
I got them too. They've got one that's got silver on one end.
This is the orange.
Orange and the silver. Yep. I tell you what I do with the silver on the models, on the chassis. Usually I'm painting my frames and chassis is going to be black, right? Be flat black, something like that. I haven't really tried to color match anything yet. But once you do that, things kind of get lost, right? You got the black frame, you got everything's underneath there is black, but you take a brush in that silver and kind of hit it from the front to the back, whether it be on the frame horns or, along the frame or whatever. And it makes it look like that the car, it's painted under there, but maybe the car bottomed out or hit something and put a little scratch underneath there, and it gives it just a little bit more shadow. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
I don't use the brushes of chemicals. I use a regular makeup brush.
Yeah. Yeah, I use an old, it's not old either, but I bought it for that. But it's like $2 $2 at Hobby Lobby. But it's that little flat, paintbrush. And if I was doing a full size one, yeah, probably use one of those bigger ones. But if I'd have dusted it with a makeup brush, it probably would have buried it. It'd have been trying.
Where'd it go?
The thing sticking out would have been the gun. Like, there's a tank under there.
I think your tank's smaller than my Jeep.
It is. It's teeny.
Yeah, I didn't realize how small that tank was that you built. You needed tweezers for your main
everything
tool.
was tweezers. Well, I'll put it to you this way. If you guys have been following along on my channel, this is the same set of tires that I put on the Hudson, right?
Yep.
All right, these are the same die-cast, tires. If you look at these tires in this tank, let me try to put them.
Oh my God!
My word!
Yeah, the tires are literally bigger than the tank. Maybe not quite as wide, but they're bigger than the tank.
There you go. I got a new idea for the tank. You can put that. Right? You can put that in the trunk of the Hudson.
Probably good idea. We're taking this thing back to Russia. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there in a V10 powered, wide tired Hudson. That's it. That's awesome. Hey, Miss Rhonda. What's up, Ed?
Hey, Rhonda.
Hi, Rhonda.
You guys know Ed from Bob's Hobby Shop?
Oh yeah, I've watched a couple of his videos and stuff. Very cool. Yep. He's like one of the distributors for like the Outlaw paints, right?
Yep, he's the one of the distributors for Outlaw paints, and he also does icky sticky stuff. I have some of the icky sticky products, and if you guys are not aware, definitely reach out to Ed. He can tell you more. Ed is Bob's Hobby Shop in RC, but I've been real happy with their products. I'll put them up against Tamiya because they got a thin fast drying cement. And I've always used Tamiya, and I started using the Icky Sticky, and I'm super happy with it. But
awesome.
Bob's a good guy, man. I want to try to help him. He's a small guy. He's not no big corporation. He's a small guy trying to get his product out there. He's does a lot of resin parts and stuff like that, and 3D parts. Just, guys, go check him out, man. He does great stuff.
That is his channel name.
Yeah,
that's right. That's his dad's hot rod too. That's his logo, correct? Yeah,
that is correct. Yep, that's his dad was Bob. That's what we named the shop after. So, good guy for sure.
Very cool.
Yeah,
very cool. Guy. Thanks for popping in there tonight, Ed.
Yes.
Thank you, Ed. But we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier in the show. Do we want to talk about who's coming on next week, or maybe lay out the next few months since we've got them? We got it January and February for sure, but
yeah, we can do that. Let's kind of just lay it out where we're going to be. Obviously, with Christmas kind of falling, I think was it Tuesday and Wednesday this year?
I hadn't looked.
Yeah, I think it's Tuesday and Wednesday. So, that'd probably be the only mulligan if we do another skip would be that Thursday, depending on people's schedules. But I think we're pretty much free here on our side. So,
yeah, we'll talk about that tonight after the show and let everybody know.
But yeah, other than that, let's kind of go over who's coming on here next.
Well, we got some heavy hitters coming. Next week, a week from today, we are going to have Chris Bell from Scale Speed Garage, as well as Josh Reese from VCG Resins are going to be on the show together.
Awesome.
If you guys aren't familiar with them, go check them out for sure. But Chris rather, and maybe you could be better at describing this, Jason, than me, or either one of you guys, because I'm kind of regurgitating what I've heard. But Chris is the designer and he offers the thing. And you want to explain that to him?
Yeah. So Chris really offers the main services is he will sell you printers. He does courses, and he's a designer, and he designs a lot of these files, and he also works with a lot of other different designers. So he's really kind of did a really neat job of kind of building a hub to where he's the main dude. You know, he's kind of like he's like a live Colts 3D file, but he will support you. He will help you. He will try to slide you into a machine for a package. He will educate you on how to use it, the settings. I mean, he's really trying to do a one-stop shop kind of deal to educate and get people involved in the hobby, which is really, really cool. And then, of course, we all know that he's working with Josh Reese from VCG Resins as well. They're really good friends. So as far as Sluggo, he will be on next Thursday, Sluggo.
Next Thursday, yeah. I was thinking about getting into the printer thing. And if you guys are familiar with the Scale Model Car podcast with Luca, our friends Luca and Jason and them, Chuck talks about Scale Speed Garage. So I went and checked him out, and I actually reached out to him. Now, Chris didn't know me from Adam's House Cat. And on Messenger, I bet he talked to me for an hour about the ups and downs of doing it, and be prepared to make it another hobby. And I'll help you out any way you need. So he's a great guy. Talked to me for an hour, and then the first time I actually got a chance to talk to him, he didn't remember that conversation because I'm sure he does it a lot. But I told him, I said, man, you took time out of your day to spend every bit of half an hour, if not 45 minutes. Telling me the ups and downs, answering my questions. And it wasn't like I sent him a message and then an hour later I got it. I mean, he was like on point. So look forward to having those guys in here. And Josh, I've been buying from Josh for a long time. Really, really detailed stuff. I just did a motor, or just did a video and on that new 413, 426 RB wedge motor, which is an old school motor. It's very detailed. I've got another one coming up that we're going to probably talk about after the first of the year in one of my videos.
Awesome.
Another motor. So excited about that. Both of those were designed by Chris as well. So but those guys are coming on. We're looking forward to that. And then we're starting off the new year, which, guys, when we talk about these guests coming on, we're talking about the second Thursday of the month, which is our
manufacturer spotlight.
Manufacturer spotlight. Thank you.
Brain fart.
Brain fart, right? When we do that on the second Thursday of the month. So we got Chris and Josh coming up this Thursday, January, the second Thursday in January. We will have Mr. Joel from Iceman Collections. I know it kind of sounds like we're bombing you with 3D guys, but these are the guys that are making time for us and have time to come and see us. But in February, we have somebody completely different.
Absolutely.
That is not 3D printed. We did have Mr. Jameson from Paint On, on our paint side, but February, the second Thursday in February, we are going to have Scott Comer from Auto Modeler Magazine on the live cast. I'm excited about getting him on here.
Yep.
Excited about getting everybody on here. But we'll be promoting that and pushing that out to everybody. But it's going to be a lot of fun, man. We are looking forward to having these guests on and get their side of the story and get their ideas and hear about what they got going on and where they came from. And anybody that's positive influence in the hobby, we want to get them on here.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Now that's Scott Comer, right? He's been a model builder as well. It's not like he's just doing a magazine. He's been a pretty well-known model builder for many years, correct?
Yeah, it's my understanding, and don't hold me to it because I try not to quiz them, so that way when we're learning here on the show, we're all learning together. So I try to get the minimal amount of information that I can. But it's my understanding, that he's been a builder for a long time, and he's been in and out of doing this and that. And I'm sure he'll give us the breakdown. And tell us for sure. But he's definitely not just a guy who owns a magazine. And
right.
He's definitely a builder. He's somebody that is, again, a positive influence in the hobby. But excited about him, and he's an independent guy. That was one of the questions. Again, talking about the Insanity podcast, Rob Riv. is the North American editor for one of those big armor magazines. It's based out of Europe. He's the North American editor for that. So he writes, takes pictures, goes to show, does the same thing that these guys are doing, just does it on the armor side. And he's editor for the magazine. But he and I were talking about it because he's obviously more educated to that than I am. And he was like, no, that dude's an independent dude. He's not hooked up with a subscription company or anything like that. He's all independent. So that's even better. You know, he's not a corporation. He's just another one of us modelers out there trying to do something.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. That's why I was just trying to share that, you know, he was a model builder that decided he loves it so much that he wanted to do a magazine, you know, so that's really cool. The other thing that I took from Rob Riv is, to me, he was kind of like he's like the Mark Batson of the armor tank world, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I've never heard any statistics or anything like that, and maybe I'm holding him up to a light, but I would say he's probably one of the top 5 in the world.
I mean,
as far as armor goes, yeah.
I was really impressed with the details and the stuff that them guys were talking about, you know. So
when you're a Rob Riv and you can carry a tank model or an armor model to a show that is, you know, IPMS or you know, a tank armor oriented show, and he doesn't paint his models,
right?
But he does do photo etch, and he consistently is best to show. He's just a guy that spends a lot of time on it. He's very good at it. He's from New York City, so he's got that New York City type of. But at the same time, he's as humble as he can be. He's a really, really nice guy. To quote him, he'll bust your woo-hoos, but he is really a good guy. He really
He's interesting to talk to.
For sure.
The other guy I was talking to 3 o'clock in the morning and it took a while for me to put 2 and 2 together, was Chris Bell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did not realize that's who I was talking to for like a half hour until he mentioned a couple things. I'm going, boy, that sounds awful familiar. And I asked a couple questions. I goes, you have a partner, right? He says, yeah. I said, you're going to be on my show.
Well, funny story
was what I said, but
funny story, Bruce. That happened to me. It was that night or one. It's that Discord was so busy, and on my phone, which has the best reception, I can only see like maybe 4 to 6 people, depending on how small it brings down. Well, when there's 20 something in there, like I have to scroll from side to side to see everybody. So I got tired of doing that. I basically just set it on myself, so I knew that my camera was working, and then I would listen for voices. If you remember, Bruce, the first time I didn't even know you were in there, and I heard your voice, and I was like, "Hey, I know that voice." But same thing. I ran into the same thing with Chris. Chris, I heard something. I'm like, of course, I don't know his voice that well when I talk to him, you know, via Messenger, and all of a sudden I heard this, "Hey, Outlaw," and I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" Being polite, you know. I couldn't see who it was, and he's like, "When am I going to be on the show again?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm scrolling. Hey, Chris, what's going on, buddy?"
Now I know who you are.
Now I know who you are. Yeah, cool. Good. And that's what I like about the Discords too, and Scale Model Car and the Scale Model Car podcast and the Insanity podcast both have that Discord, and those things are really cool, man. Like you were saying with the Insanity guys, there's a couple guys from New Zealand, Australia, overseas England. There's guys that come in there from all over the globe, and it's really, really cool to be able to chat with those guys. But,
it was a lot of fun. And like you said, you get I was talking to them about marketing, you know, how they get kits, what it's like to even get supplies and kits. And, you know, they don't have hobby shops as close as like what a lot of us do. I mean, it's a whole different thing for them. You know, they're modeling and things that are more popular. And I was very curious because, you know, the more I've done research as far as the armor stuff goes, it seems to be a lot bigger across the pond. You know, where in America, the cars are really, really big. You know, the automotive side is really, really big in America. So I kind of asked him, I said, you guys got a lot of people that build cars? And he's like, yeah, it's there, but it's not like Armor is much larger, you know. And then, you know, we got on the whole topic of Tamiya with the cars that had battery positions and the chassis. And, you know, he explained a lot of really cool details. You know, he had a lot of wisdom on the whole hobby, which was a lot of fun to talk to him about. So,
yeah. Well, that's how IPMS, and I'm not going to dig myself a hole too deep because I only know pieces and parts, but IPMS started overseas, and it either started as an aircraft or armor. I believe aircraft, and then they accepted armor in later. But so that's why, you know, and plus, if you think about it, even back then, Europe, although they have a car culture, it was never like the car culture that we've had.
right.
And I can only imagine. I'm just kind of speaking out the side of my mouth because I don't know for a fact, but just based on what little bit I do know, same way with Australia, they don't have a car culture like that. Now, Japan, I believe, is developing a car culture.
Yep.
They're starting.
Yep.
That's where these, you know, these kits are coming from over there. But in the end, believe it or not, Bandai kits or Gundam kits, I should say,
Yep.
those are in Japan. It's like $1 billion a year. It's an astronomical amount of money that they make over there with Gundam kits. Bandai is a name brand, but they've been around for a long time. But so they're closely associated with it. Like Band-Aid. You think Band-Aid? That's actually a brand, but that's a good thing if you own a company and you get your name gets associated solely as what you're looking at. Q-tips, Band-Aids.
Yeah.
But I've heard Matt Lucas say the same thing, that those Gundam kits are paying for the companies to be able to continue to make car kits, armor kits, and plane kits. Like that's where they're making the money. And then they can afford, if they stop buying those, they wouldn't be able. They might still be in business, but they wouldn't be producing the car kits and the new stuff that they're doing now, because those Gundams are kind of financed. They're like, that's the big money, and then it kind of, you know, tapers down from there.
Right. Right.
That's another thing I've never done is a Gundam kit. We've got them at the Hobby Lobby. I think after doing this tank, you know, because they've got different levels, and I've learned a little bit from those guys about the different levels. You can get them to where you just put them together, and they're already painted, or, you know, I say painted, they're injected in color. Or you can, you know, once you do that one, if you progress, I guess you can get all the way up to the, you know, the master class or whatever, and they're supposed to be pretty intense.
I've had a guy at a hobby shop local to me talk to me about, you know, kits when I was looking at some cars, and he asked me if I ever done one of those Gundams, and I said no. And he says, if you ever want a challenge, that's where you start. He said they're really a lot of work, but I would like to try it. I guess, you know, I was always a big Transformer kid, you know, when that toy came out, and they've got those models too. So I should really kind of buy one of them and try that too, you know. So
I thought of it.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I'm not educated to them at all, but I understand that there's, you know, like almost like a to translate it, it's almost like a snap together one, and then you can get all the way up into the, you know,
high-end
like
detailed levels.
Yeah, high end, like a, you know, scale motorsports type one, you know, with the photo etch already put in it, and, you know, different this and different that, and even the snap together ones, you can paint them or you don't have to paint them. Right, it's up to you.
Oh,
But I
that's
think
good.
it's really cool.
Yeah.
What I think is really cool about them is they'll have, and I've seen this, they'll have like 2 or 3 different colors, at least 2, maybe 3 or 4 different colors on the same sprue.
Oh, really?
Right? So when we get our sprue, it's all chrome, or it's all white, or it's all black, whatever it's molded in. Theirs, it'll be the same sprue, and it'll have, like, if the Gundam's legs are blue and his chest is red, you might have all that right there, yellows, reds, blues, all on one sprue.
Yeah, I see that. I know Terry's got some limited edition Gundams, and then some of them are like transparent clear. All the parts are clear. And I know some of those, I think, were, Terry, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I thought those were like special runs or limited edition type things. So yeah, that's cool.
It's just neat that there's so much out there. you hear some of these naysayers talking about the hobby's dying, the hobby's dying. I don't think the hobby's dying as much as it maybe is just going in a different direction.
It's evolving.
It's evolving. It's evolving. 100%. I mean, you look back, 20, 30 years for me, or maybe it's a little longer, but where Testers was the only one making tools and paints to detail. And now look at all the tools. Look at all the stuff you can buy. Sanders, files. I mean, oh my God, nippers and, panel scribers. And I mean, it's crazy, Yeah,
the whole Mr. Hobby line, if you will. Yep. Look at what they offer. Despae. Look at what they got. I love Despae.
Just
markers.
The markers, me and Bruce just got the new gallery markers. Oh my God, I love those markers. Now I have the Zoe one.
Awesome.
Yeah, those things are amazing. How they.
But the Gundam's what fuels all this stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what fuels it for sure.
Yeah. Gundam was the one that released their
gallery. Speaking of gallery, don't you have something associated with gallery, Jason?
Yes, I do. So if you guys are in the market to buy any gallery products, and a lot of you already know about the Swallowtail or the GHAD 68, they've got their new siphon brush, the Mobius siphon brush. But if you want a discount, just plug in my discount code, which is all capital letters, KRCD, and you'll get 10% off. So go over there, buy your gallery products, get that, take advantage of that discount. A lot of guys have gotten brushes over the last year or so. Some of them were gifts, and everybody seems to really like the brush. So get over there and buy some gallery stuff. Go buy those markers Bruce just showed. They work really good. Get yourself a stand. Bruce, do you have that needle tray? That's new too. Did you buy that?
Yeah. Hang on a second.
Yeah, that's cool too, Mikey. I got to get you some of those to put your needles in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they came out with a really nice needle and nozzle tin, and it has the foam inserts, so you can put all your stuff in there. But then it gives you little metal tabs to stick into the foam, so you know that it's a 0.5 needle or a 0.38. Right, yeah.
Okay, the storage box. Okay.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it's like a little tin box with a nice laser cut, water jet cut foam insert. So you can see the little metal tabs there where you can put the 0.5, you can put the 0.38. Yeah.
Little labels and everything.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I keep mine.
Put your seals in there too.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't have a gallery brush, you could buy that thing and put your needles and stuff in there, and mark what you got.
I got this one marked for my 39.
Yep.
I got 5 of them. You can't. They're out of them right now on the website because when I got my order in, they were out.
Yeah, everybody.
More.
I thought you were going to say they were out because you bought them all.
Yeah,
that'd be
time, Joe. It wasn't me. Joe's got me banned from Hobby Lobby because I bought all the damn demons up.
Yep. Well, yeah. I walk into my Hobby Lobby. There's a picture of you right there on the door. So if you see,
I know.
Let us know.
I was there today.
Yeah.
There's a picture of you on the door.
Yep.
I know it. Now I started buying the 60 Chevy pickup, so we're gonna hog all them up now.
Dang it, man. Dang it.
Although the one day I did go there and buy like 3 or 4 of those 67 Chevelles. Terry too told me to go buy them up.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Same here, Billboard. I've got one of the Swallowtails, 2 of the 68s, and Jason was kind enough to hook me up with the Black Widow from Harbor Freight. That's my clear gun.
Yeah.
But, I love that gallery stuff, man. They're really nice. The Mobius is what I'm looking at next for real detail and real small. That point, what is it, 0.02?
Yeah, I have 2 of them coming. One's the siphon and one's the 0.2. So we're gonna test those out and see how they work. I really want to see how the siphon brush works. when you look at some of your real hardcore older modelers, they were all big with the Pache brush, and the Pache brush was a siphon. So,
yeah, I've got an old school. I believe it's a Badger. I bought it through Snap-on.
yeah,
And I believe it's a Badger, but it's a siphon brush. Problem is, the only time I ever tried to use it, if my brains were dynamite, I wouldn't have enough to blow my nose. I was about 19 and didn't know any better, didn't know jack squat about nothing. Of course, I thought I knew everything. So I get to the house and I hook it up to the compressor and I put my tester's pane in there, just poured it right out of the square bottle right into the siphon.
Oh,
Here, check this out.
maple syrup.
Poor Fred.
Needless to say, I had to clean it up. When I did, I cleaned it all up, soaked it all up, wiped it all down, put it back in the box, and never touched it after that. It's been in there since '89.
Nice.
It's still there.
Mark over at Grandpa Mark's Hobbies was telling me today or yesterday he's got that new siphon gallery siphon brush. He said it is awesome. He's excited to go back to using his siphon again because he started out on siphons.
Yeah. So did I. I mean, like Mikey said, I still have my older Badgers, and the Badgers were siphon. I still have my Pache, like what Don Yost used to use, you know. So I have those brushes, and I really like them, but they don't have the fine needles that these newer brushes have, you know. The technology's much better. And then you look at the nozzles on these and the air mixers, they just are a lot more efficient. So
and that fan too, that fan that goes on the gallery and on the Black Widow or whatever, both of those work really, really well.
I got the fan cap for my Swallowtail, and that's a totally different brush now.
I really, there's a few things that I've mentioned the gallery. I don't know if they're going to make it or not, but I kind of told them there's a couple things that they could make for their economy line brushes to improve them, you know, option parts to add to them if people wanted. But just, I think if you do that with people, then you're going to get them intrigued at a lower price point and let them learn to make mistakes, but then let them see some success. And then they're just going to keep buying the next brush, you know? So we'll see if they find any validity to the ideas. So
never know.
Yeah.
You never know. What I've noticed, and again, I've been doing this for a long time, but I was out of it for even longer, but the cost of the airbrush now doesn't seem to be near like what it was. And I'm sure you can get some higher end ones that are more expensive. But you know, even what's the price point on that Swallowtail? Is like 120 bucks, something like that.
I think it's retail is what, 139 or something like that. 149.
Catch it on sale somewhere or something, Black Friday, that type of thing.
Usually they're for
about 109.
110. Yeah.
And the thing about that, get your airbrush and Snap-on, is more than likely a Blue Point, which is made by Badger. It says Snap-on on the box, but it who knows? I think it's a Badger, but I noticed that as far as the price point on them has come way down, which I think is good because now you can get in there and at least get started. That's how I did it. I bought that cheapy kit from Harbor Freight with the airbrush and painted spoons and old bodies that I had. Still got a long way to go, but at the same time, you know, I felt comfortable enough to go, okay, now I need to buy a brush that's good enough to do the work, and then I'll just figure it out from there. But like I said about the Charger, it might still look like a golf ball, but at least it's a used golf ball this time. It's not a brand new one right out of the package.
Used golf ball.
Well, you got your Charger there?
Yeah.
Yeah, show everybody. I mean, that thing turned out really good. I mean,
it did. Even though
that's the best paint job. Yeah. Even with the skateboard ramp, that's got to be your best.
Even with the skateboard ramp.
Ooh, it even has a pretty home and everything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at the shine. You can see the shine right now.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. You can see the checkerboard in it. So.
Yeah, it's come a long way from the last paint job. And
that one's really shining.
That is straight up. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. That is following tips from different builders, and in
Yep.
this particular case, Brad, who we call King Sparkles, and our old friend Tom, old Tom, Rambler
Yeah.
69, they gave me some products to use, and I used them. Now I did do the hood in flat black to pay homage to the Hemi Scoop,
Yep.
and you know that, but it's all scale finishes paint. The top gray is called Granite Gray. It's off a newer model Jeep. The bottom is House of Colors Apple Red, and just worked on it and took my time with it, and again followed their lead and bought the products that they told me to buy. It's basically 3M Zimac pads. I'm here to tell you, the sanding pads, they're like $12 for a 6-inch diameter pad. I got one right here. One pad is $12. But these things are made for cars, right? And they're made that you can clean them and reuse them. So it's like you buy one 3,000, one 5,000, and one 8,000. And according to Tom and them, it'll last you as long. You just take care of it, clean it afterwards, and use water and a little bit of soap when you're using it. They'll last you forever. So if you got to buy, I bought 2 of each. And Tom said that should last me 3 years. I should never, if I'm going through it faster than that, then I'm not getting all the goodie out of them. So again, following their lead, and that leads us, kind of full circle back to what we were saying about even the guys in the Discord. When you're open enough to accept advice from other people and follow their lead, if you see something at a table that you like and you think is awesome, try to wait for the guy that built it and talk to him. Most people
questions.
most people are more than happy to give you advice. And you got these great guys like Tom and Brad and these guys that are award-winning model builders. Why would you not listen to them, right?
Well, and look at the results. I mean, they gave you great constructive criticism.
Yeah.
And you learn from what they were explaining, from what they were seeing of your previous builds. That's awesome. That's what it's about.
That's what I think too. That's what it's about, to learn, take advice, get because you can, like you said earlier on in the show, if you're not learning, then you're dying.
Yeah.
But talking about showing stuff off, what are you guys working on? Cup of coffee.
Coffee.
Nothing tonight.
Nothing tonight.
No.
What about you, Bruce? Ooh,
I have a pink car.
There's a hot pink dart.
Look at that. She's sexy.
That's Scale Finishes pink primer.
Hey, the trunk's missing.
Oh my! What happened there? Top secret. Can't tell you.
Top secret. I can tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
How do you keep a secret from the Mopar guy? Come on now.
Because it's a secret.
Secrets?
Yeah.
Thank you, Steven.
It's going to be a surprise. Just let me put it that way. It's going to be a surprise because it's not going to be shown in any videos till the last one.
Well, how's your 55 coming along, Jason?
I'll grab it real quick.
Sweet.
It's getting there. So we've made a metal cage for it. We started doing some work with brass again. I like working with brass. It's going to be pretty cool. We've got to get the motor dropped in it. We've kind of got a ride height set. We're pinning everything, of course, to get this all mocked up. But we've got it all the way into the back window, everything. So the back seat's still in it. Of course, we've opened the doors. It's dipped around the dash, all that stuff. So it's getting there. Hopefully this weekend we'll get some good bench time in this weekend, and we'll get a lot more done. I mean, the due date's end of the month?
Yeah, I believe it's like midnight. Yeah, going into January, but
yeah, if I don't get it done, Hascom's gonna be pissed.
He's usually very understanding, but I'm with you. I want to get it done. I asked about the 55 because now that 67's behind me, I've been working on my 20th scale AMX, which I can't hold it up because the tires are just sitting in there. But we've we've got some progress in that. That's going to be the where the tires sit in the rear. We'll flatten it out with the front tires, but we got this ridiculously
Oh, that's
large
cool.
Pro Charged Hemi on the front of it, and this is the motor that Iceman offers in 124th and 125th scale. I'm sorry, 124th or 125th. I think they kind of interchange, but he printed that one up for me in 120th scale, so I could put it in here. Really excited about this one. It's gonna be a cool.
What
It's
do you
gonna be
use
a
for
cool
wheel tubs in that?
I used Matthews from MCV. I used his real wheel tubs after getting picked on about the skateboard drop-in ramp. I decided
So-
I'd go ahead.
Did he print you something in a larger scale then?
No, these were just his regular 125th scale tubs.
Wow. And they
Uh,
fit in that larger scale 120th, huh?
Yep, and same way with the I've got the Iceman back half kit in here, which I'll pull these wheels out. Like I said, I just had the wheels sitting in there. There we go. But there's the back half kit in it. So, I mean, it's a little narrow, but for what I'm doing with it, I think it'll be all right.
Yeah, you can widen the tubs out if you really wanted to.
Yeah, you could if you wanted to. Yeah, it fits in there, and it does show a little bit. That's why I put the inner tubs in there, so you could. It kind of seals off the interior, but
Yeah.
but that's why we're mocking it up with the white glue and tape now. Try to lay everything out, and got a little bit of surprise. If you guys saw the video, we were trying to decide what color to use.
Oh,
And
yeah,
because-
yeah.
Yeah, I've decided actually going to go because it's Jason at Blue Ox, who, as y'all know, is my mentor, my hero.
Yep.
He came into one of the discords during the turkey shoot, and I started singing, "There goes my hero." He was like, but we're going to paint it Tamiya flat blue with gloss black stripes and a gloss black grill. So we're going to have a little bit of gloss and a little bit of flat in there together. So looks
That'll be
pretty
a cool
sharp.
combo. Yeah.
Yeah. The stripes are going to be like the ones that are on the box. Just the hood stripes up over the roof. Not going to do anything with the sides. Just the stripes down the hood, over the roof, and across the trunk. But like that idea. Really super simple. Like I said, with the gloss, throwing that flat and the gloss together should come up with something pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Speaking of cool, I don't know if you guys seen this video today, but did you see Jimmy Ledford's Comet build, his finale video?
No, I saw the video was up, but I didn't get a chance to watch the video.
Oh my God, is that car beautiful? I mean, and that car there was been kind of a pain in his butt. He's had to strip it and repaint it 4 times because it's been always one thing after another. But you got to check that video out. That car turned out beautiful. So,
well, I probably had time to do it, but how many of us, when we were kids, used to look forward to the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer show that come on at Christmas time every year? I know I loved it when I was a little kid, right? I loved it.
Yep.
Well, as an adult, I still find myself watching it, but I have recently, over the past couple of years, found a new thing that I have to watch every year when it comes out. And Mark Batson just released it today. It's it's his holiday video about Lucas C gets a hobby knife.
I haven't seen that yet.
The whole time that goes through, man.
I'll have to watch it.
Oh man, it's hilarious. Mark does such a funny voice.
I ordered 2 bottles of cologne.
He did his cologne thing, and I was like, if it's as hot and as good as the hot sauce, I'll take 2 bottles.
Didn't he have like Hobby Dude Cola too?
Yeah, I think he did have some
Hobby Light. Cola. Hobby Light was the
Hobby
alcohol
Light. That might have been it. Yeah, Hobby Light. That dude is just too funny. I love that guy. And of course, having met him in person at Acme, that was even better, man. He's such a cool dude.
Yeah, it was cool.
When there he is. Better than the night before. Yep. I look forward to that every year, man. I was listening to it tonight before we came on the show, and my girl's like, "What are you listening to?" I'm like, "You gotta watch this. You gotta watch this." And she's like, "Let me guess, you know that guy." So, well, I met him. He doesn't tell people he knows me, but we've met.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't admit he knows any of us.
I don't blame him. Oh, cool.
Sorry, your girl, she's probably giving Billy Strange all the love with listening to his music throughout the day.
Yeah, she's been. She checked him out. Yeah, he. I turned her on to that, and again,
He's on my playlist. So
is he? It's
yeah, I
not my
have
kind of music, but I can appreciate the production and the sound. I mean, I get it. It's just, it's just not my thing. But I think he's super talented, and he builds model cars. I mean, you can't get no better than that, right? He builds awesome model cars.
What's wrong with that?
Right?
Yeah.
And that radio voice.
Yeah, he's got that radio voice.
Yes, he does. Well, guys, I know that you said before we went on, and I agree, that these 2-hour shows are not going to happen anymore.
Well, they can't happen next week because next week's PRI. So
right, yeah, next week you got to go, and we're up at 1 hour and 6 minutes now. So just to go full circle for me, y'all be sure and try something new.
absolutely.
I know it's a year away, but we'll be talking about it next year at Thanksgiving when for the turkey shoot. Big shout out to those guys for hosting that. Go check out all your podcasts, man. Check out your Model Insanity podcast, and of course your Scale Model Car podcast.
And again, give those guys a shout out too for doing the Discord, the second room. I mean, that was awesome that they set that up so there was some spot for overflow, you know. So
right, yeah, that was going in there, people hanging out in there, having fun. In general, guys, check out these Discords. I think you guys will like them. It's a great way to put. I mean, as much time as Bruce and Jason and I have spent together, we've never met in person, right? We've done it. This is how we, our Discords, our lives. That's how we've gotten to know each other. Right, and then, but when we do meet, it's just going to be like meeting your brother. You know, what I mean? There he is. That. So go
there will be a hug involved.
There will be hugs involved, and then I'm going to try and steal one of Bruce's dogs so I can have two.
I don't know if she'll go or not.
I got two, and I'll give you either one. You just got to get them out of the house past Mama because she ain't letting them dogs.
Well, the big thing is getting Mama to agree to a second dog again. So
right. Well, that's all I got, guys. Doing full circle. What about you? What do you want to bring up, Jason?
I'm good. I just, I really just want to bring up. I appreciate all the messages we've gotten in the last few days on either the channel or privately about tech tips, the brushes, paint. Because I did a couple of things where I discussed that I made some orders with Scale Finishes paints. You guys have seen them on here. All great products. Even if I'm not sponsored and I talk about the products, that means that they're good products and I recommend them. So, and there's a lot of you guys that are using a lot of these products already. So just keep supporting your people that are supporting all the channels, and let's keep this thing growing, you know.
I did hug your knees at JacksCon, Fred. That's good. That gets back to good point, Jason. That gets back to the guys like Ed there from Bob's Hobby. You know, that there's a little guy that's doing positive things in the community, and it's good to see his videos and support him any way you can. I highly recommend the Icky Sticky stuff. It's really good. It's really good stuff. So go check it out. But
I'll have to try it. I always forgot. I knew about it, but I forgot about it. But I'll have to get on his website. He's got a website, right?
He does. Go check it. Bob's Hobby and RC. Go check if you Google it. It's the first one that pulls up. He's got all kinds of different stuff. He even sells like kits, like just some older kits, or not like antique, but
so he's got like used kits.
Yeah, basically used kits or open kits, or some are still sealed, and fair prices. I didn't think that.
So does he like buy collections then, or?
I don't know. You have to get with him on that. Maybe we can have him on the show one day. But he does a lot of different stuff. He's got this motorcycle motor that he sent me that is phenomenal. Right, it's a little panhead motor or knucklehead.
Oh, nice.
Little knucklehead Harley motor, and it is super detailed. But so go check him out for sure. Again, just trying to show him some love. He's a good guy.
Does anybody want to do channel shout outs?
I'm not prepared, but if you guys go first, I can get prepared.
I don't have a card, but I just want to give one guy a shout out here. I know he's been trying to get get me a card. And the post office has been screwing it up for him, but I still want to show the guy some love. So the gentleman that I'm speaking of is Will. Will's 1968 Ford man. He's got a great channel. He's doing a nice thing. I don't remember how many subs he's got right now, but he's a little on the lower totem pole side, but he's a real good guy. I think he kind of came on about the same time Chris did, wouldn't you say, Bruce? Chris and Joe and all them guys?
Yeah, because I'm subbed to him too. He is a good guy.
Yeah, he's a really good guy. And you can definitely tell that he's trying to improve his own skills with every build. And that's something that I really look for, is that I pay attention to details with everything in my life. And when I watch people's videos, to me, I find it very cool when you see people progressing, right? And people are learning from their own mistakes, or they're learning from watching other people's videos. I find that to be very, very entertaining in my mind, anyhow, is watching people just, improve upon their skills. And then creativity shines as well, So I enjoy that. So all of you guys, keep making videos. Trust me, especially during the holidays, people are going to be home. We want to watch these videos, so they're awesome. So
even
Matt,
if you don't think it's a good
look at
video,
Matt
make it
showing up at
anyway.
the end of the show. You see that?
what's up, Matt?
Matt shows up at the end of the show. How long's this crap been on?
Better
I
late
don't
than
know.
never,
It
Matt.
starts at the same time every week. That's another thing that
Yeah,
I'm going to go ahead and
go
put
ahead.
it out there.
Sure, why
What-
not?
What are we doing tomorrow, fellas, at 5:00?
We're going off for tacos.
We're going.
Yes, Mike's buying.
That's it. I'm not buying. I'm broke.
We're
I'm
not going
broke.
off for tacos.
Oh,
That's
I
what
always
my
have.
email said. We're going off for tacos.
We're going out for tacos, but apparently we're going out with tacos with some friends.
Oh yeah, is that
Yeah,
the
that's right.
BG's taco truck, isn't it?
Uh-huh,
The
yeah,
BG's
BG's
taco
taco
truck,
truck.
that's right. We will be doing our recording to be on the Scale Model Car podcast tomorrow.
Awesome.
I don't know when they'll put it out, whenever they put it out, but we're going to be on there. We're super excited about that.
Well, Matt will probably edit us out.
They probably
I'm sure.
had to get rid of those. Had to get rid of
These
those guys.
fake clowns, they're out of here.
It's really
Get 'em
just
outta
a show
here.
about us.
Nobody wants to watch that.
Taco Friday.
Taco Friday, yes.
That's it. Well, Matt, we love you, bro, but we're already over our hour limit, so we're gonna go ahead and dip out. What? Got to give Bruce an opportunity. Bruce, is there something you wanted to talk about before we sign off?
I don't have anything to shout out about because I'm slacking today. But I just want to thank everyone for showing up and coming, being subscribers to every channel you can be. Even though we all realize there's not enough hours a day to watch the videos unless you're Tom.
Oh my God. Somebody got to build a trophy for that man.
Right?
I'm telling
He
you.
is- he's amazing. He is
Really?
amazing. And he's
He
on
is
point too. The
everywhere
video's
you
up for
go.
like 3 minutes, and he's like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So
That's
other than that,
amazing.
thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. If you're in a cold place like I am tonight, 16 degrees. Thanks, Joe, for sending it this way, by the way. Be safe.
Well,
Take care. God bless. Love all of you.
And who are you, Bruce? And where can they
Oh,
find
I'm
you?
Bruce from Bruce's Eclectic-World, and I'm the producer of this awesome show. My two awesome hosts right here, Mike and Jason. Love you guys. Wherever,
oh,
I'm with you, Jason. Is there somebody standing behind me? Did Stephanie come in?
so good night.
Who are you down there?
I'm Jason from KRD, Klein Race Car Designs. Check me out on YouTube. If you like my stuff, give me a thumbs up. Give me a subscribe. If you don't like my stuff, tell me in the comments you don't like it.
Give me a sub and a thumbs down and leave me a comment. It pays the same.
It's all the same. It all goes around.
That's it, guys. And I want to echo what Bruce was saying. Thank you guys so very much in the chat. Thank you all for subbing. Get out there, sub everybody. Give them a big old thumbs ups. We love those big old thumbs ups. And this is Mike, the Scale Model Outlaw. And we look forward to seeing y'all next week when we will have Chris Bell and Josh Reese on the show live here at the AMC Live. Y'all
Awesome.
be good or be good at it. We'll talk to you later. Peace.
Yeah, everybody.
Bye, all. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.